Weather Authority.
A wall of storms passing through southwest Florida, leaving flooding and damage in its wake. Our team of experienced meteorologists is tracking it right now.
Wake News is the Weather Authority. Chief Meteorologist Jim Farrell and meteorologist Scott Zediker are both tracking the path of the storm. We start our complete coverage at 5 with Jim.
An afternoon we've had in southwest Florida.
Let's take you outside right now and take a look at how this rain is affecting the commute. This is on I-75 about mile marker 98. That's just east of the toll booth in Collier County. And you can see traffic is moving along and all the headlights are on. That's the right thing to do in rain like this. We'll continue to monitor the traffic for you and bring you any problems as we see them. Let's go out to the Naples Pier right now where you can see it is raining and the surf churned up a little bit. Not many people at the pier, at least not right now. Let's take you to Sanibel in Lee County, and you can see a lot of raindrops on the lens. Everybody commuting fine over the causeway there, but gray skies as far as you can see. And let's go to the Hyatt Regency Coconut Point, and you can see there Estero Bay, very gray, similar scene all across southwest Florida.
Wake News is everywhere this afternoon covering the damage from the storms. This is Lee County. These pictures show some damage to the home of a Wake News viewer right off of Briarcliff Road near the Michael G. Ripp Parkway in the southern part of the county. You can see the side of the lanai completely torn off. Wake News anchor Channing Frampton live in that area for us right now. So Channing, take us through what you're seeing there.
And we have another picture for you that shows a large tree down in Cape Coral. This is in Southeast Cape, just off of the side of the road on El Dorado Parkway. Police are at the scene right now checking this out, hoping to clear that road soon. And one of the hardest hit areas in the last 2 days is Marco Island. You can see much of the area dealing with some dangerous flooding, and the police just issued a warning. They say all roadways are flooding and to stay away from roadways that are underwater. Wake News reporter Andrea Henderson is live there right now with more on the conditions. Andrea.
All right, Andrea, thank you. Worth mentioning again, Marco police saying all the roads on the island are flooded. Let's go live now to I-75 in Collier County. This is mile marker 103, so right between Golden Gate Parkway and Collier Boulevard. Not too bad there right now, but you can see the water on the road. Wake News reporter Brooke Schaefer is on the road right now. I understand, Brooke, on 41 in North Naples. How are things looking there?
Yeah, Chris, we are on 41. If you look to the right.
Let's take a tour of some of the video that you sent us and what you saw this afternoon. This is video out of Port Charlotte. Wake News viewer took this just after 1 o'clock. You can see the wind blowing hard, the rain coming down even harder there. And now just to the south in Punta Gorda in the Burnt Store Isles area, look at the palm trees blowing and the rain coming down hard on the boats in the water there. You probably drove through similar conditions if you were on the road this afternoon. This is also Charlotte County, right near Harborview Road on 75, exit 166. Again, a lot of rain, dark clouds, and pretty poor visibility. This new video in the Harlem Heights area in Lee County, a torrential downpour pelted the roofs of the Lago del Sol apartment complex.
And this was the view from the Wink News tower cam this afternoon. Very reduced visibilities as the heavy rain came down. And let's go now to the Wink News Sanibel camera. You couldn't see anything around 1:30. All you can see is the raindrops washing off the camera lens. And look at this wall of rain approaching Fort Myers earlier today. You can barely see the Cape Coral Bridge. Trust us, it's in the distance there.
A lot of pictures like that this afternoon. This video shot downtown in Fort Myers on the corner of Park Avenue and First Street. Rain-drenched roads made travel slow and difficult. Now this is Fowler Street next in Lee County, and Fowler is always a rough spot in the heavy rain. You expect the water like this. This is about 2 o'clock this afternoon. As far as we can tell, everybody made it through, but you see the major ponding on the road, forcing the cars to kind of work around it. Let's check the beach now. Fort Myers Beach. High waves in the distance and the wind, and you can see the American flag barely holding on there, blowing hard in the wind. The fate of a man accused of killing an 18-year-old is now in the hands of a jury. Deliberations in this began in just the last half hour. Michael Russo is accused of brutally murdering Kyle Farisian, then setting his body on fire. Wake News reporter Christy Gross now live outside the Charlotte County Courthouse with the latest for us. Christy.
New right now, the parent company of Joe's Crab Shack is filing for bankruptcy. Ignite Restaurant Group announced they entered into an agreement with Kelly Companies to sell both Joe's Crab Shack and Brickhouse Tavern. Ignite says Kelly Companies is committed to investing in our brand's future growth and success. As it goes through both the bankruptcy and sale process, all restaurants will remain open. They will also continue to accept gift cards, coupons, and other customer promotions. The Cape Coral Yacht Club boat trailer parking area will be closed today and tomorrow. Crews will be seal coating and restriping that area. If you plan on heading there, you can park in the overflow grassy area on the corner of Dolphin Drive and Driftwood Parkway.
They must be working in between the raindrops.
I guess so.
Good luck to them. Cape Coral is voted the #1 best place to retire in America, according to a new study by online research website Niche. The city was in competition with 228 cities and more than 15,000 towns and neighborhoods. It's based on crime, public schools, cost of living, job opportunities, and local amenities. The results come from the U.S. Census Bureau data, the FBI, the Centers for Disease Control, and millions of reviews from residents. Now at 5, Cape Coral homeowners living next to this long abandoned golf course are rejoicing after a big win for them today. The city's Planning and Zoning Commission made an important decision regarding the old golf club property on Palm Tree Boulevard in the Cape. Wink News reporter Adam Wright has reaction from homeowners who say they didn't think the vote would go their way.
Take you out to I-75 right now to mile marker 120. That's in Lee County, just north of the Bonita Beach Road exit. You can see commuters moving slowly, but traffic is moving. Everybody taking it easy on these wet roadways today. Let's go over to US 41, where Wink News reporter Brooke Schaefer is driving right now. And Brooke, tell us about the conditions there and where exactly you are on 41.
Much continuing complete coverage now. Let's go to Marco Island, seeing a lot of flooding right now, and police are issuing a warning on Marco that all roads on the island, all roads are experiencing flooding, so be very careful. Wink News anchor Andrea Henderson live on the island now with more on what she's seeing.
Right, the rain here is still coming down.
Continuing with the storm coverage now, the rainstorm is flooding the streets, but is it too much for agriculture? Wink News spoke with a Citrus Grove owner. He says right now the trees are soaking it all in. As Wink News reporter Kelsey Kushner explains, well, the rain is good. Too much, too soon could mean trouble.
Now to the Naples Pier, and there's light rain going on right there, and you can see how churned up the Gulf of Mexico is. Not normal. You can tell it's been a stormy day there. A lot of concern across all of Collier County with flooding. Wink News reporter Kim Powell is at the pier now with more.
Well, luckily I was able to find some shelter here on the Naples Pier.
And we want to tell you, we are the Weather Authority, and we are continuing to watch this radar. Chief Meteorologist Jim Farrell less than 10 minutes away with the very latest on these storms. Now on Wink News, the Lee County School Superintendent, Board, and teachers are sending a message to Governor Scott. They want him to throw out legislation that sends public money to charter schools and could threaten teachers' job security. Wink News anchor Brittany McDonald explains.
The opening statement for former FBI Director James Comey's testimony tomorrow is already out now. In his statement, he says he and President Trump dined together in January. During the meal, he says the president asked him if he wanted to remain on as FBI Director. Comey says he wanted to finish out his term and was not on anybody's side politically. He says that's when the president said, quote, "I need loyalty." Your Congressman Francis Rooney had dinner with President Trump last night. In an interview today, he addressed what he hopes comes from Comey's testimony tomorrow.
To what he did about Hillary Clinton and the whole thing about Loretta Lynch meeting on the airplane and all that. That's the big story here.
Complete coverage for the former FBI director's testimony starts at 10 tomorrow right here on Wink TV. CBS News will cover the Senate hearing live on air, and you can expect a full recap starting tomorrow afternoon on Wink News at 4.
The former wife of one of the London Bridge attackers says she is deeply shocked, saddened, and numbed by his actions. She was once married to Rashid Redouane and condemned the attack. Meanwhile, police say they found a French man missing since the attack. They recovered what they believe is his body late yesterday. If confirmed, this would be the 8th person killed in the vehicle and knife attack. Nearly 50 others were injured.
At least 12 people were killed and more than 40 injured in what are believed to be the first attacks that ISIS has launched on Iranian soil. Militants, reportedly disguised as women, targeted a popular mausoleum and Iran's parliament building. ISIS released a video of the deadly assault while it was still underway and claimed responsibility. Iran's foreign minister says the attack will strengthen the resolve of Iranian people to fight terrorism. Right now, major global powers from Europe to South America are criticizing President Trump's decision to withdraw from the Paris Climate Agreement. Now, North Korea is chiming in, claiming the decision is, quote, a selfish act. This week, the acting U.S. ambassador to China resigned from his post in Beijing because of the decision. The move has also caused a rift with India.
An update now to a story we first told you about on Wink News at 5 yesterday. The Highlands County mother that is accused of letting that snake bite her baby is facing child abuse charges. The sheriff's office says the mother violated Florida's child abuse law by purposely letting the snake bite her 1-year-old. She's facing 1 count of cruelty toward a child. The mother says the child wasn't hurt, just afraid of the snake.
Right now, a Tampa Bay Rays pitcher is being investigated for abusing his fiancée. Major League Baseball says they're looking into allegations that catcher Derek Norris, quote, physically and mentally abused her. Norris's fiancée made the allegations on an Instagram post. The Rays signed Norris in March after the Washington Nationals released him in spring training.
Well, Wake News is the Weather Authority, and we're going live now to I-75 at mile marker 107. That's just north of Golden Gate. You see some cars without their lights on, which is not what you're supposed to do. If those wipers are on, the light should be on. Whenever it's raining, your light should be on to keep everybody around you safe and to keep yourself safe in these wet conditions.
And we've still got a couple hours worth, right, Jim?
Yeah, still a steady area of rain falling over most of southwest Florida.
The worst damage. This is along Briarcliff Road in Lee County, so south of Gladiolas, north of Alico. Let's check in with Wink News anchor Channing Frampton, who's putting together his story for Wink News at 6.
And Wink News is the Weather Authority. Our team of experienced meteorologists are working through the latest forecast right now. We have a team of reporters working to bring you the latest also coming up on Wink News at 6.
New developments right now on Wink News. The dog flu is expanding across Florida. Osceola County Animal Services is the latest county to warn people about the virus. The outbreak was first reported in DeLand. University of Florida now says cats can also get this. Owners with sick dogs should make an appointment before seeing the vet to reduce the risk of spreading it. The flu has not been reported in Southwest Florida yet.
Now to a Wink News call for action consumer alert. Check your cupboards. Some cashews were just recalled because there are pieces of glass in them. The nuts under recall are 8-ounce canisters of Southern Grove cashew halves and pieces with sea salt. They were sold at Aldi stores. The FDA says no injuries were reported, but if you bought these cashews, don't eat them, return them to Aldi for a refund or throw them away.
New tonight, good news for a lot of people, an easier way to fix your cracked iPhone. According to Reuters, Apple will offer proprietary machines that fix cracked screens to third-party repair centers by the end of the year. Best Buy is among the first retailers to get the technology. The move from Apple comes as 8 states unveil right-to-repair bills to get the tech giant to release that technology to repair centers. All new at 5:30, a warning from a heartbroken family while they make arrangements to bury their 4-year-old son. This young boy died after almost a week after a family vacations, and doctors say he died from dry drowning. Wake News reporter Brett Buffington talks to his parents about this unexpected tragedy.